Hey Chase. Yes, I'm just getting on. You are the first person. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by again. Usually give a little bit of time to kind of chill here. Usually, what I've been doing in the beginning is some breath work, meditation, and then we get started. So hang out. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah. I'll give it like 60 more seconds actually, and then we'll get started. Who's ever here, whoever comes, we will enjoy. I'm waiting in Carrabba's parking lot, waiting on someone to get here. And remembered you're going, hey, that's so nice. I'm grateful that you stopped by for a little bit. Carrabba's, that sounds good. I hope you enjoy your dinner. This gives me some time to tonight's topic. At first I was making it a chill sesh, but I wanted to what came to me was speaking about feelings of unworthiness, since a new cycle's coming in and there are quite a few, we're setting goals and intentions and I'd like to, chat about what it feels like to feel worthy of those things we intend to realize or goals we intend to reach. What it feels, because many times, it's ourselves who block us from receiving. So that was the topic I'm going to go with tonight and then chat about that. And we just go with the flow as always. Yeah, are we going to go with the flow? Yep, both. That's usually what the live stream is. I try to come up with a topic and then I come up with the topic and then after that I flow with the Q&As. So, yeah. Uh really diving into, any feelings of unworthiness or feelings as though what it is that we'd like to see ourselves manifest or materialize, really closing that gap. I think that's a very good topic and relatable. Perfect. Perfect. I like the sound of that. All right. If anyone else is here, say hello in the chat. I see there's 3 people on. Give me a little hello. I like lives because it's real time, I can chat with you all real time, ask questions in real time, get to know, what's going on within your world, what questions you may have, you know, how can we come together? When I come on here, I feel like I am exploring topics. Sometimes I'm not just sharing, I'm not just teaching, but exploring too. So, see you, Chase. Enjoy your dinner. Peace and love. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. Alrighty. For anyone who is here, we are going to start off with a breathing exercise and then yeah, it's going to be a breathing exercise and it's going to be a body awareness too. We're going to do a body scan and then do breathing exercise. Alrighty. Get in a comfy position. Notice any tension within your body and release that tension. Scan your body. Start with your toes to your heels, heels to your knees, knees to your hips, hips to your abdominals, abdominals to your shoulders, shoulders to your elbows, elbows to your palms, palms to your fingertips, all the way up to your neck, neck to your jaw, third eye. Give awareness to your third eye and your crown. Take a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Return when you are ready. We are now in sync. Ronan, it is good to see you again. Welcome. Bless. Much love. Much love. Much love. Today, I set the intention to chat about feelings of unworthiness when it comes to reaching our goals, realizing intentions. You know, when I say to realize an intention, what that means is to recognize what's already here, what's already available. The moment we set an intention, right? It's one of those things. What came to mind was if you could see it, you could believe it, then it can be a reality. If you can visualize it, if it comes up in your head, it's your reality. Many of us here, right? We feel that we have a bigger purpose, right? We feel like within this reality, we have a bigger purpose. And often the visions that flow through our mental field are the exact visions that require us to follow through with that purpose, to follow through with what we were meant to live out here in this reality. And it's important that as each new cycle comes, as each new cycle as we reach each new cycle, we give awareness to those conditioned patterns that dwell in our psyche. We give awareness to what is holding us back. Often, what that is a feeling of unworthiness. It's a fear. There's self doubt, this uncertainty that we're looking to avoid. That's exactly what is required of us in order to Certainty is exactly what's required in order for us to realize those intentions, realize what all exists right now, take those steps that we need to take in order to realize our intentions or reach a particular goal, right? Of course, not putting my phone on do not disturb. And if anyone here has any questions, any thoughts about feelings of unworthiness that arise when it comes to goals that we set, a couple days ago, I was writing out this wish list. Just anything. It could be an internal intention that I have, it could be an external, but just a wish list. And as I was writing that wish list, I started to recognize where feelings of unworthiness arose within me. And it took me way, way back. And I realized that that was the spark that I needed to do some shadow work, to really step into that space of being aware. It was the perfect opportunity. Whenever you feel a certain challenge arise, whenever you feel triggered, or whatever it might be, that is the perfect moment, the absolute perfect moment to step into the present moment, to rest in awareness and be in observation of our thoughts and our feelings. And as I started to be in observation of those thoughts and feelings, I noticed what happened was I was going in and out two different dimensions, right? We have the dimension of observation, and then we have this dimension of where we're all used to, of believing this little story in our mind, believing this narrative that of the past, defining ourselves by that. I was shifting in and out, in and out. The more I was in it, the more suffering was created. And whenever I was in this state of awareness, there was a calm. There was a just being. And the more I stepped into awareness, whenever I was aware enough, it allowed me to see a bigger picture. It helped me realize that I'm so much more than that past story. In fact, I am not that person. Yeah, that was a memory of the past. It was an experience from the past, but that is not me. That is not this individual, right? It's from the past. And what I also noticed was that I have been being very aware of my environment. So, one, when it comes to feelings of unworthiness, as always, this is always going to come up non reactivity towards thoughts and emotions. All right. Resting in awareness so that you can become aware of conditioned patterns. So we start to respond rather than react, right? We step out of autopilot. No more thinking, not no more thinking. We're going to be thinking. No more believing the first thought that comes to mind. No, we're not going to believe the first thought. We're going to give ourselves space. We're going to invite in space, invite in presence, and be aware, right? Next is to be very aware of your environment. What affirmations? Are you listening to affirmations? Are you what kind of music are you listening to? What kind of hertz and frequencies are you allowing in your space? How often do you hear affirmations that affirm that which you truly are and feel, you and your highest, right? It's completely creating an environment where those old past habits, those old past thoughts and beliefs, they're no longer normal. You no longer give them your attention. Ronan, did your ability to observe thoughts get stronger over time? Indeed. Indeed. It's still Always in a process, I would say. See, here's how I would say, observation of thought. It's just like any practice, any skill. It takes the continuous returning to that state of awareness, continuously inviting in space. So the more you do it, it becomes more natural. It actually becomes a safe space. The safe space is where will return to whenever you are aware enough, right? I mean, that already happens naturally, but you might find yourself in this moment of feeling like suffering or overwhelmed. There will always, and what's different and what's new about inviting in space, observing the mind, noticing thoughts is that there will always be an awareness in the background. And you will know to return to that because you're doing so in your daily life. You're doing so every day. It's a part of your everyday practice, no matter where you are. This becomes a whole new way of engaging with your world, with the world around you, is stepping back into awareness, is choosing to approach conditioned thoughts and conditioned emotions with non-reactivity. Yeah, so over time, not only does your attention span begin to increase, but you will find yourself more at peace, more calm. You'll find yourself focused. You'll recognize more and more just how those unconditioned thoughts, what those conditioned thoughts and conditioned emotions are, and automatically know how to shift that narrative. And the major key here is awareness. It's always because often we don't we're not fully aware. Oftentimes we may feel these feelings of anxiety arise, and we might be resisting it. Sometimes I notice that within myself, resisting, but instead release. Oh, the only time we're resisting is because we're not fully aware. There's an awareness, there's this subtle knowing of what we are perceiving as a discomfort. But when we give it our fullest awareness, we can say, I can let go, I can rest. And one thing that I do when I find myself stepping back into awareness is I say, this is the new earth. I confirm to myself, this is the new earth. So each and every time I'm at a deeper dimension of being, or I could say even an expanded awareness where I'm in observation of my thoughts and emotions, right? These emotions, I wouldn't say I'd say of these thoughts and emotions, right? I affirm to myself, this is the new earth. You may say, what's the new earth, Morsi? The new earth there's many definitions, but here's what I feel like an aspect of that new earth is. It's a space where we are in recognition that we are not separate. We are not separate from the whole, but we are one. We are this form identity, but deep down, ultimately, our essence is beyond that. And see, in the new earth, we are aware of that. In the new earth, we are playing in this world of form. We're playing in this form identity. We're not taking so seriously those thoughts within the mind. We're not taking so seriously those pains from our past and sufferings from the past. We recognize it as a story that we don't have to identify with. We can observe that story and just be there with it. What I'll notice is that as I'm doing shadow work, as I am doing shadow work, I'll notice that certain visions come up in my head, visions that I don't want to remember. What I recognize is that when I have a very solid foundation in being in non reactivity towards these visions, towards these memories, I allow myself to change the narrative, to change this little story, to see beyond it, to be beyond it, to be beyond those emotions, those thoughts. Little by little. Sometimes it can be like this. Sometimes it can be little by little. But the more and more you'll recognize when something like a vision like that comes up and or emotion like that comes up, there will not be reactivity towards it. You become aware and you affirm, this is the new earth. Even as I'm here, speaking, sharing, I say, this is the new earth. I'm aware, non reactive towards these thoughts and emotions. They do not belong to me. It's just part of this reality. That's all it is. It's part of this reality. Jashawn, what is up? Welcome. It's good to see you back again. Much love. Ronan, I create music and I am putting in 432 hertz with some good frequencies for music healing. Ooh, I will give that for sure. I have some stuff for y'all. I watch your videos whenever someone tries me, lol. I'm still learning that. That's hilarious. I am glad. I am glad my videos help you with that. I'm glad my videos help you to be a little calm. Make sure we're not reacting. Neutronic. I'm proud of you. That's all I want to say. I'm proud of you. Keep learning. I'm still learning too. I will never stop learning. El Chico, what's up? Your mic sounds amazing today. You know what I did? I finally configured it. I think what was happening was that I was using the audio from the laptop and it wasn't the audio from the mic. It's all figured out. We got it. Ronan. All right. So what's some good frequencies? All right. So I shared this before. There is a singer. Her name is Meilon. She actually has an app. Red Bundle. Oh, the Red Bundle? Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Does she have her frequencies on here? I know her frequencies. She usually puts her frequencies on here. Here's something I learned if you all weren't aware. That within the music industry, they do not allow your music to be at a certain frequency, like where we have healing frequencies. Like they don't allow those healing frequencies to like be put in like all these mainstream, all these artists. They don't let them put those frequencies in. Just kind of goes to show what's happening here. Just a little. All right. Hold on. I gotta get this. I gotta get this for you, Ronan. YouTube. See, I don't remember the exact like names, the exact numbers, but I do know certain artists. Like this artist, literally angelic frequencies. Oh, I don't have the hertz. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on frequencies and hertz. Okay, here's one, right? The Sound of Inner Peace. This is 528 hertz. So 528 hertz is another popular one. All right, we got 432 here. Yeah, what this is really encouraging me to do is do some more research on hertz and how it affects the body. How exactly and what frequencies do to our state of being. I'm very interested in that because this will be helpful, with more and more meditations and things like that. I want to type in your frequency, 432 hertz. Okay, so Ronan, it says Wow, this is cool. This is cool. This is so cool. Where'd it go? So it says that 432 hertz, the magic number everybody is talking about, it is said to be the natural frequency of the universe, to have cosmic healing powers, and to attract masses of audience to our music. Just by tuning our music less than a semitone below our standard, which is, it says A equals 440 hertz, we are promised direct access to the universe's hidden treasures. There are many articles presenting so called scientific evidence in favor of 432 hertz. But how much of what we're being presented is, in fact, how much of it is fiction? So this right here is, it says, oh, 432 hertz tuning misexplored fact versus fiction. Whoa, this is a fact versus fiction. Fiction. Fact number one, ancient instruments such as Tibetan bowls have been found to use 432 hertz in their bass pitch. All right, well, this is cool. But it was 432. I'm going to do more research on the 432 hertz, but all right, it is definitely said. It is said that this is the natural frequency of the universe. It's just like that that sound, which is said to be the first sound of the creation of the universe, if I have that correct. If I have that correct. This is why it's in meditation going and like legit like feeling that vibration throughout your body as you meditate. That practice is very aligning, I would say. Um, what's that red bundle behind you? All right, this red bundle, this bad boy right here. This is sage, and it has some lavender on it, but it's sage mixed with dragon's blood. So it's like a dragon's blood sage, and so this sage is meant for protection. Um, sage tends to, I would say, purify the air. I would say sage pushes out negative energies, any negative energies that are in a home. This is why I don't know if any of you all are aware of this, but sage, whenever you're like, you have a new house, you have a new apartment, a lot of people will sage that home, before even moving all the furniture in. Because this ensures that whatever energies that were in there, they're banished. you know it's really nice doing that, and it's nice, just a simple fact of taking the time to acknowledge the energy of the home, to acknowledge the home. Even when I come in here, I acknowledge the room. I give awareness to the room, the energy of the room, whatever it might be. Energy is everywhere, so giving awareness to that. And so this is, I think I used it a couple times, but yeah, this is what it is. um The Uva Grape, welcome back. It's good to see ya. Hi, thanks for your positive energy. Thank you for yours. Ronan, what are your thoughts on crystals? Crystals, I'm wearing them now. This is the best that I know of crystals, and I know pretty good. But crystals, all they hold a certain energy. Like this crystal is for the throat chakra. Um, I'm pretty sure it starts with an S. See, this is what happens with crystals, I'll tell you. You might go to a crystal shop. You go to a crystal shop, right? This is something all of you can do. Go to a crystal shop and go to a crystal and choose the crystal you're most drawn to. When I say most drawn to, it's like when your eye is on it, you just want to grab it. You want to look at it because there's going to be a lot of crystals in there. And you're going to walk past a couple. But there's going to be those chosen few that you look at and you feel it and you want to grab it. You know what that means is that that crystal holds an energy that is meant for you to absorb, that is meant for you to, how do I say it, embrace, not but embody. That's the word I'm looking for. Each crystal has an energy, and often you can meditate with them. And often, the more you meditate with them, you take care of them, you cleanse them, what have you begin to embody the energy of that crystal. Um, so, often, I don't know if you've heard this either, but let's say you have a crystal and you lose it, you know, that means that the you no longer need that crystal. There's several things of what can happen, if you lose a crystal, but that's one. You no longer need it. You've embodied it, you've adopted it, you've absorbed it, no longer need it. So yeah, crystals. Ronan, if you're interested in grabbing crystals, I would definitely recommend you do so and go to a crystal shop. You don't even have to have a plan in mind of which crystal you want, and just whatever one you feel drawn to. And usually there's cards, and they'll tell you what chakra it aligns with, their powers, or the energy that that crystal embodies, that energy that that crystal, basically just whatever that crystal is and whatever you can receive from it, it will share. There's some crystals for confidence, there's crystals for connecting with mother nature. There's crystals for every chakra: root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, all of them. There's a crystal for it. There's a crystal for that. What's the longest meditation you've ever done? Woo. The longest I've done just straight was an hour, was 1 hour straight. And a lot of it was like meditation and breath work in the middle. So it was a solid hour. Um, so yeah, I feel like when it comes to meditation, just like anything, it's like there's so many benefits to meditation, including, attention and focus, connectedness with the essence of who we are, our being, um, being calm, more aware, less reactive, more accepting the present moment as it is. The list goes on, you know and I started out with 5 minutes of meditation. I remember meditating for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is meditation. So I will say, like, on a daily basis, I do about 20 minutes when I wake up and 20 minutes before bed. So, and that is just like a traditional, like, I'm sitting down in stillness. This doesn't count like the moments throughout the day when I'm like, all right, I'm in awareness. I'm in awareness, right? That's being in a meditative state too. Because here's what I like to say is that meditation doesn't necessarily have to be, it's not something you do necessarily. It's a state of being. You could be in a meditative state. So when you're in a meditative state, those are those moments where you are accepting the moment as it is. You are responding to your reality. You're inviting space so that you are not reacting to those unconscious patterns, like those emotions that continue to come up. You're aware, you're present, you're vibing. Like you understand what it means to feel that sense of peace, of calm within your whole being. So it doesn't matter where you go. It's like, this doesn't affect me, because I recognize, like, this is how my attention and my awareness to the self, this is my natural state of being. That's what I say. That's my natural. So yeah, that was the longest meditation I've done. I haven't done any longer, but sometimes I'm not really concerned with how long I meditate. Um as of right now, but in my head I'm like thinking, should I stretch it a little longer? It's kind of like I flow with what I feel called to. But yeah. What about you, the uva grape? What was the longest you've meditated? It's, by the way, I want to share this with you all. When it comes to meditation, when it comes to ceremony, check out Natural Choice Incense. Right now, this is a 12 pack. I am actually a affiliate partner with Natural Choice Incense, and these are plant-based incense. So when it comes to ceremony or meditation, or just simply wanting to have an environment that is just like cozy and it smells good, right? Incense, they help to, increase calm and focus, relieve any feelings of anxiety, things like that. I really like what incense does to my environment, this room, mine, wherever I am. I actually even take incense with me when I go to the park. I have it. So check it out. Link is in the description. And I'm gonna burn one right now. I really do like these. They're plant-based. And when this company reached out to me, I was like, wow, I didn't know, fully. I wasn't aware that other incense, they do have toxins in them. So I have this incense that's in my drawer. I don't use it anymore. But I noticed the difference between this incense and that and the one that had a lot of toxins. And you can test it out yourself too. But there's this like strong, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's very smoky. Number one, this one's not very smoky. And also, when you're breathing and you're inhaling, you get kind of like choked up a little bit here. This is what happens with me. So I would highly recommend. I'm even seeing it here. Some studies have found that burning incense indoors increases the level of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, something like that. But this one is all natural, baby. All natural. They have a nice video too if you want to check that out. Alrighty. So I'm gonna light this one up. I don't know which one I should do. Let's do passion. Nice. Greetings from Chicago. Vina, welcome back. Love seeing familiar names here. I know. We're all a crew here. This is the Here Now live stream crew. What's up, crew? This is the last one of passion. What is up, crew? Ronan. Also in Uva Grape. 40 was my longest. How did you feel during that 40, the Uva Grape? What are your feelings during it? Oh, you're from Chicago too? I'm not from Chicago. Vina's from Chicago, but nice. It must be freezing up there. It's not freezing down here. Not trying to brag or anything. But I hope you all enjoy, even if it's cold or not cold. Enjoy. I'm in Florida. We don't get the cold that often. Not that often. So it's cool to visit a cold state, but then come back home, That's what I was doing all last year. This year, technically. So does weed affect your vibration, Ronan? Hold on. Before I answer that, Ronan, I'm going to light this incense with my handy dandy torch. I like torches, y'all. Torches over lighters any day. I want to use this moment to state gratitude for being here. Every single person who is listening to Here Now live stream, whether it be right now or in the full recording, I want to state gratitude as I light this incense and give awareness to the energies that surrounds me. Positive vibrations. Gratitude for just being here now, for being alive, for breathing. Gratitude for breath. Much love to everyone here. Whoo! Michelle Alana. There's literally a Chicago crew in my comment in this comment section right now. There's a Chicago crew. Okay. Does weed affect your vibration? I will say this. I'm going to say yeah. I don't know exactly the specifics of how. Okay. I can tell you that weed, marijuana, Santa Maria, whatever it is, right? It's a plant medicine. It's a plant medicine. Sometimes we are called to use a plant medicine, and sometimes we are not. I will say that yes, weed affects your vibration because you are taking, I don't even know the specific name for it, but all I know is like when you take it, right? Or when you smoke it, or however you choose to take it, it does change how you feel. And it also depends on the component of the plant. Some have more THC versus CBD. There's a lot more details to that, but it depends, and it depends on who you get it from. Was it grown? Did you get it from a medicinal marijuana like store or shop, or I forgot the name of them? But it does matter where we source these things. It's just like food or anything. The source truly matters. And so depending on those, basically the components of the weed and your state of being, right? Um, that all depends on how you will feel from it. You know, some weeds will make you feel calm, others a little bit more anxious, or paranoid. Some you'll be chilling. So, you know, for me, I recognize that it's definitely a medicine and a consciousness to be honored and to be communicated with. We had this conversation in another live stream, in another Here Now live stream. But you know, I would encourage, if anyone uses it, to invite in a practice of awareness, and that is just, hey, before you smoke it, or however you choose to take it, absorb it, ingest it, um, speak to it, set an intention, um, s- uh, state your gratitude for the moment or for it, what it does to you. Give it an awareness instead of being just, taking it in and things like that. So yeah. Yeah. Just Sean, awesome advice. Yes, indeed. It's so interesting too. The more you spend time with nature, just being out in nature too, that same thing happens. Like, the more I've deepened my own connection with nature, like, I'm giving more trees more hugs. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever given a tree a hug, but what happens is you feel like someone is hugging you back. And I know many of us will have our own like stories around that, right? That the tree is a spirit, or that our ancestors live within the trees, or the tree is a being and the being is hugging you back. Whatever it might be. All I know is when I hug that tree, I feel at peace. I feel like this immediate, like stepping into the presence. I feel love immediately. I feel seen. In many ways, that idea of separation begins to dissolve just from hugging a tree, or even just from being in nature, right? Because nature is, it's at its most fundamental, right? Nature has nothing to prove, nature has nothing to protect. So when we step in it and when we surround ourselves in it, we take in that energy, absorb we absorb that energy. And so this is why we escape to nature. It's grounding, and it truly pulls us out of our head, pulls us out of those thoughts and uh, those little stories and the memories from the past that we still identify with. Being in nature really does that. So let me know, if any of y'all, how do you feel about nature? When do you escape to nature? Let me know. It's illegal where I am, so it can't source organically, unfortunately. Gotcha. The uva grape. When I meditate for 40 minutes, I have more control of my thoughts and I worry less. Yes. That is the power of just like stepping into the moment. And so I want to bring it back to also the topic that I was sharing, the main topic of this live stream. And it's dealing with those feelings of unworthiness when it comes to realizing our intentions and setting goals, you know. And it's so important that when we set these intentions and we notice that doubt comes up, that fear arises, we notice that we fear this certain uncertainty, right? And many times, one of those reasons as to why we feel those fears and we feel that doubt, one of the reasons is a feeling of unworthiness, right? Feeling as though we are unworthy of receiving. And I think, one of the greatest ways to really, how would I say, transcend these feelings of unworthiness is one, becoming aware of those unconditioned patterns, becoming aware of those visions, those thoughts that continuously come up, and really sitting there with them. Because often, if ever you find yourself procrastinating, let's say there's something that you're looking to work towards, or we're looking to work on, and you find yourself procrastinating. Often procrastination, it stems from avoiding discomforting emotions. And so whenever you find that happening, it's important that you don't need to push yourself, but be aware of that moment of procrastination, of avoidance, and really allow whatever thoughts to arise or emotions to arise in that moment and be with them. For me, I feel like 99% of transformation has a lot to do with, I say 99, and the other 1% is what you do. But 99% truly has to do with becoming aware of those patterns. Because in order to change something, we must become aware of what we do. Aware of what we're constantly feeding and the little story we're constantly feeding and the reality that we're living in. When you become fully aware of it and you recognize, like, wow, this isn't normal, right? And you recognize it's not normal by changing your environment, right? So right here, I had this instance, and like immediately it makes it more calm. I'm just like, nice. I have a little aromatherapy here, surrounding yourself with people who are uplifting you. Okay. They're not putting doubt in your mind. They're not putting fear in your mind. Surrounding yourself only with those who are uplifting you, who you find to be, they bring you some form of advantage in your life. um, that's when we start to feel more and more worthy, because in those moments when we start to go back to our old ways, we have already created an environment that is uplifting us. So it's much easier to let go of that story. But if we're constantly in an environment that is pulling us down, it's difficult to pull yourself up and stay at this new vibration, at this new expanded awareness. So this is why, what you do, how you say things, who you hang around, what you're putting into your body, whatever you consider this environment, outer and inner, there must be a shift and a form of consistency. So I would like to share with all of you, and this is something that I'm not even I am not at all affiliated with this app, but I love this app, and it's called Third Eye. It's actually an Instagram, and they have a Twitter, but you could check them out. They have a lot of affirmations, just affirming different truths to you to raise your vibration. Right now, the one I have here is, I am grateful for my life, even when things are hard, because it's giving me so many opportunities. It's too small. Here's one that pops up like right away. Right away. I don't know if you guys can see that right away. It says, I am calm. I am relaxed. I am at peace. I am okay. I am good enough just the way that I am. I am living in the moment and focusing on the now. I release stress and anxiety about the future, as well as lingering thoughts from the past. Only by living in the moment can I manifest the life I desire. Think about every single day you are constantly affirming to yourself this story. All right. We talk about stories, right? Releasing old stories, things like that. A story is a story, a thought is a thought. We're beyond it, regardless if it's positive or negative. Who we are is beyond it. But when we surround ourselves in a vibration where we're reading and we're consistently surrounding ourselves with thoughts and ideas in these stories, that uplift us. It allows our mind and our body to align, mind, body, heart, whatever it is. It allows it to align so that it feels effortless, right? To just be in observation, be in non-reactivity. Imagine being in an environment where that is not being fed to you, where you're not heard that you are worthy, you're not heard that no matter what within this world, right, you are co-creating with the universe. You are not separate. So if the vision comes up in your mind, it's a reality. It's one event in the infinite possibilities that exist within the ether. The one you envisioned was one of those possibilities in the ether. And if you envision it, that means you can materialize it. And if you consistently surround yourself with this, right? Like coming to Here Now live streams and also changing your environment. Think about something you can do within your environment to normalize these feelings of feeling worthy, to normalize where you have enough strength and enough awareness to approach those memories from the past that you may have been too afraid to approach. Um, I know Thich Nhat Hanh. I mention him a lot. He is a spiritual teacher. He passed away sometime this year. And he has such beautiful messages. And he said something along the lines of, in order for us to face certain sufferings or certain memories of the past, we must have enough awareness, enough strength in order to face it, right? So it's just like before going into surgery, a doctor will tell the client, make sure you rest. Whatever the procedure is, rest, eat, drink water, hydrate, whatever that procedure is, so that the patient's body is ready the next day to go into surgeries, because the body is going into this a procedure that is, you're putting an incision in the body, you're causing a shock, even though um, you might be under anesthesia or what it may be. The body needs to prepare to approach this new change, or this new procedure. And the same thing happens when it comes to um, facing certain thoughts of the past that we believed ourselves to be, when it comes to facing an identity that we thought we were but we're truly not, or we know we're not but we don't feel it 100%, and we have the intention to do so, and we'd like to face it, right? So make sure you are feeding your environment with love. Get your incense, get your natural choice incense. Make sure you have affirmations everywhere you go, Could be on your phone, could be in your room somewhere. Whatever, when you open up your planner, there's an affirmation there. When you speak to people, become aware of what they say to you about your plans, your goals, or just who you are right now. Nothing in the who you are right now. Who you are right now is enough. Be here fully. This moment is enough. This moment is sufficient. Yeah, we have a lot of goals and things we'd like to achieve, but who we are right now, that's enough, regardless. Ronan, same here. I always go into nature. There's not much other places I want to go. OMG. Yeah, that's how I feel. Nature tends to be like my one spot. If anyone wants to meet up with me, I'm like, all right, meet me here. And it's always like either my favorite park or another park, but I was like, meet me here. I really do. It's just good. Hammocking there, walking there, chilling, being. 66 Lourdes, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to Here Now live stream. Does meditation help with anxiety? By the way, I love your room. Thank you. My room loves you back. My room appreciates the love. Yes, meditation is an incredible way to improve your relationship with anxiety. It allows you to Be with those feelings that arise, the thoughts that triggered the feelings, or the feelings that triggered the thoughts. It allows you to be there in non reactivity. So, you know, whenever that arises throughout your day, you don't have to react. You can respond. You can allow it to be there. And each and every time, it might feel a little bit different. Sometimes our state of consciousness is different, but the more you invite space into your life, the more you make room to be in a meditative state, you'll find that anxiety is actually a teacher. It's not your enemy, but it's teaching you something. It's making you aware of something. And when you see that it's your teacher, you align with it instead of resist it, right? Resistance is always what causes that discomfort, any form of suffering, whether big or small. It's resistance. So when it arises and we resist it, that's what we're feeling. But that feeling of anxiety is actually a teacher. It's sharing, it's saying something to us. So as long as we're in a state of, there it goes, you know, sometimes you might feel yourself resisting. That's okay. But the moment you realize you're resisting, give yourself permission to let go. Allow it to flow. You step out of the mind, you step into the body, you just feel the energy moving in your body, and it grounds you. Because what causes that continuous discomfort is those thoughts of like, oh my gosh, anxiety's here. I got to get rid of it. Oh, what do I do? I need to observe it. I'm going to observe the body. Like it just gets worse. All you have to do is come back to the state of being, right? You come back to this grounded state. By the way, if y'all are here, give this live stream a big like so that more and more people can join us in this healing space, in this expansive space, in this space where we are awakening. Give it a big like. The uva grape, Michelle, my thoughts were just everywhere, needed advice and came across Mercy's. Ah, that's so cool. Did you come across the uva grape? How'd you come across my videos? I'm curious. It's just me as a also as someone who puts out content. I wonder where it's all flowing. If it's the YouTube algorithm or whatever it is. Either way, I am very happy that you are joining this wonderful space. Sean, I missed my spot at the river. I'm patiently. Oh my gosh, I remember you telling me about the river and the great time you had there. Ah, the warm weather. How is that river like now? Is it like frozen or is it just a cold, cold river? Mhm. I wish I knew about meditation as a kid. Don't we? I'll have to agree with that. It's very interesting because often I think about how in the future, like whenever I choose to have kids, how I will implement meditation into a child's life because it makes such a difference, you know? It's like